Hello, I am Strafat Muhammad. I'd like to thank you and to send my gratitude for giving me such a magnificent opportunity to highlight my journey as a mentor, a RELO Cairo Mentor 2020, especially during the pandemic era. Um, so I have lots of things I'd like to share with you here. First of all, it was an unforgettable journey for me, and I. First of all, it's worth mentioning that Hannah Sudan and Michael Risher provide us and granted me with some programs, some supports, and as well as motivations to facilitate our learning process, especially for English language teachers. So it's worth also to mention that they immediately responded to our requests to help the English teachers in Upper Egypt. That's why they provided us with fruitful and productive programs throughout the Mania Hub to the mentor program in Luxor Batch. So I can say that they kept us, I mean that as English teachers, up on the ninth cloud while elaborating the meaning or the concept of cascading knowledge and the community practice. So thank them very much for upgrading our proficiency and enhancing our experiences. Thankfully, I was in the Luxor batch. And I would like to say that my journey was decorated with diversity. When I'm talking about diversity, so I have to say that due to the main purpose of the RELO Cairo mentors to facilitate teachers and novices, well, I have to say that my journey was, or diversity was the headline of my journey. I mean that I was facilitating teachers. I mean that I provided them with some materials, resources, hangouts throughout presentations and all face-to-face presentations and workshops. And also, I have worked with parents as well as students, especially after the locking down of the schools while the pandemic here, the COVID pandemic here. So it was essential, and I think that it was my message, okay, as a RELO Cairo mentor to guide and foster the students as well as their parents to know how to manage the final projects and how to do after submitting their final projects. That's why I provided them with some fruitful tools and websites to help their student to help their children and offsprings to be updated with the English language while they are at home at their homes. And also, I was coaching ambitious novices. That means that I provided them with some advices, suggestions to plan their life career. As some teachers asked me that they have patience to English and they would like to provide themselves to teach English in the future, though their English was not their main field, so they had to make shift career, and they asked me how can I give them instead. So I gave them some suggestions and some. I gave them some suggestions and some ideas, techniques, strategies to follow to empower themselves to be and to be English teachers. And also I supported researchers with some main tips to conduct their series. As I've told you before that I am a researcher, and some novices and some fresh graduates asked me that they would like to conduct an MA research, but they didn't know what the topic is appropriate, especially in the current days. So I provided them with some topics and some tips to follow, how to use the rebel verbs and how to use the words that they should use in the thesis or in the proposals. And also, I always feel that I am not a volunteer. I feel that I am an ambassador, especially I am a RELO Cairo ambassador, as I encourage people, especially English teachers, to enroll in the fruitful and innovative programs provided by RELO Cairo. Most of them, all of them are free, and such as GOOC and MOOC programs. And indeed, I conducted some presentations, face-to-face and online presentations, and I made some orientation videos. It's kind of inducing these novices to enroll and register in such fruitful programs. And RELO Cairo also helped me to be a technical chaser. I mean that I was non-technical user, as we mainly didn't use online teaching as usual. So I always search for some new techniques for our students and for teachers too, and I've learned a lot. I've presented a presentation at the Night TESOL conference 2020 and 2021. As for the 2021, I've provided some innovative and updated tools for teachers to be conducted in the online classrooms. I mean that in online and face-to-face classrooms, but all of them are some facilitative tools for them to simplify the life of these teachers, of these English teachers. So I'm proud of being a RELO Cairo mentor, and that's why I feel that diversity is something good for mentors. I mean, that is not helping teachers, but how to help others with language, because language is the headline, okay, of our message. And I can put my journey in numbers. I mean that I have spent 3 to 32 hours face-to-face and online presentations and workshops, 5 hours discussing different topics. I mean that discuss different topics using WhatsApp and YouTube. And I give my mentees some ideas and ask them to discuss these ideas using the voice notes and chat. They like these ideas because you know that most of the teachers are busy, so I think it was it simplified their you know how to motivate them and simplify how to provide them with some ideas. And also I spent 51 hours one-on-one chat using phone calls. And I will tell you later, I resorted to phone calls because as a plan B, because most of my mentees had limited internet access. So I used to call them and be in contact with them to know what they'd like to achieve in the future and how they conduct some methods and or some approaches, some ideas, some techniques, how to conduct them. And I became in touch with them using the phone calls and WhatsApp as well as Zoom too. And I spent about 10 or more hours directing students and parents after the locking down of the schools and helping them how to achieve the final projects using the references and different kind of references, because I used to use the references and bibliography. So it was a little bit unusual for them to implement such ideas. And this is my motto, by the way. Let's chat or run a let's develop. It's kind of win-win, you know. If you win, I win. If you win, I win too. So all of us in this circle, we've learned from each other. That's why when I'm chatting with my mentees, I also learn from them. They taught me some things or some ideas I haven't not before. So it's kind of self-learning too, self-teaching too. Okay. However, if I have to talk about the challenges, I will say that I have experienced some difficulties. So the first challenge is the first challenge was that I need teachers to train first, and it's about how to persuade and convince teachers to be involved in such fruitful program, though they tend to use the traditional methods and approaches, teaching methods, and you know, it's at first hard to how to convince them to be engaged and enroll in such fruitful trainings. So and especially during the quarantine, so it was a very hard time, you know. And that's why I had to contact with the school principals. I called them and I visited them, and I also contacted with some ambitious teachers and asked them to present some fruitful and productive presentations for their English teachers for free. And thankfully, the principal of Future School and New Asyut asked me to present a workshop for the teachers there, and it was a big step for me to start my journey. And however, I have found the second challenge, which was I was a freelancer. That means that I was working in private centers, and I haven't worked at school before. That's why I had to apply to work on the school, and I've worked indeed in the second term, and my kids were very young. I had my daughter was 4 months, and I had to take my daughter and my son to the school for the purpose of achieving the goal of the RELO Mentor Program, RELO Cairo Mentor Program. And but after that, I have faced the third challenge, which was the school were shut immediately after working. So, you know, it was and it was a real difficult for me, and I mean that a real challenge for me to keep in touch and contact with the with teachers, and we didn't know how to do next. And I used to work with parents as well as work with teachers using the internet. However, I have stuck with the fourth challenge, which was the most of mentees had limited internet access. So I had to find a solution for that, and I asked them to find some times to for phone calls, and already and of course I called them and started to be in touch with them and contacted with them using the phone calls and some recordings on YouTube and WhatsApp. So here after that I found the fifth challenge, which was that I was working on my personal studies. I had to accomplish the theoretical framework and literature review. So I had to be away for about 15 days or a month from my mentees. However, I used to the plan B, and I kept in touch with them using the WhatsApp instead of Zoom and YouTube, and I asked them to call them. And yes, already I haven't taken much time when talking with them, but we manage it. We managed it, and after that, I have stuck with the sixth challenge, which was the workshop series were canceled. So it was a real disaster for me, as the school principal asked me that the school administration would where the school administration was going to train their teachers. So I had to stop presenting workshops in the schools and resorted to face-to-face presentations and workshops in at private centers. And when I have found that some of teachers have some difficulties in some times, as you know, that most of them were busy, especially after the school time. So we have managed to have these presentations online. And after that, I have get with the seventh challenge, which was I had to leave a suit and transform into Alexandria. That's why I had to lost. That's why I lost my jobs. And after moving, I have come with the eighth challenge, which was being a volunteer for Back to School to Connect program. Actually, I don't see it was a big challenge for me, because I have learned a lot from this program. I was a volunteer instead of 3 of colleagues who apologized to present because of some personal issues. And I had to manage and to prepare some topics and some presentations, some tools, ideas, techniques for teachers in very short time. So it was a really big challenge for me. However, I have motivated, and you know that such experience enhanced my proficiency while working with teachers and searching for new ideas, new techniques. So it was beneficial for me first. After that, I not after that, I had some designs. I had created a 3-minute orientation video defining the program of RELO Cairo and the purposes, who am I and what I have to do, especially for teachers after the pandemic here, because we don't have to meet. So I had to present myself and to identify and explain the purpose of my of the mentorship program throughout the internet. And I created also explanatory video discussing in brief what I have learned from the mentorship program. And it was a reminder for me and for other novices and for other teachers who would like to present in the future to be mentor in a RELO Cairo program. Also, I used some documents and I attempted to translate it into Arabic to adapt to some teachers or some mentees, as I had to adjust language according to their preference. Also, I have created some recordings and some presentations and uploaded them on YouTube, to asking other teachers to get the benefits of these recordings. And I also cascaded these videos and this records with lots of teachers inside and outside Egypt. So it was a really great beneficial for me, and it was that it was a great experience for me. My proposed topics: how to encourage kids to be meta, how to encourage kids to be meta also by activities, grow professionally with MOOC, and how to use Canvas, and also engage young learners in storytelling, how to boost creativity, English for young learners, implementing CLT and TBLT approaches, self and peer proficiency, and how to enroll in AA teacher programs, teacher styles, backward designs, how to conduct demo, and back to school to connect program KG1 and grade 2, grade 1, and using technology in teaching young learners. So I would like you to meet my fabulous mentees. They made a great, they made a great success and achievements, and I am proud of them, of all of them. The most one I have proud of is Hussein, who is who is mainly an art teacher. However, he has passion to English, and he attempted to integrate art into learning languages. How is it? It is something fabulous, And after that, there was when he was depressed because he was seeking for a job. I sent him the HR scholarship from the AUC and helped him and supported him to apply and to enroll in such a scholarship. And surprisingly, he was accepted. So I feel that I was accepted because it's kind of that I'm trying to help others and they are making achievements. So I feel that these achievements it was conducted and that was happened by me. And also Hana, Shayma, Summer, and Asma. So all of these mentees are magnificent, and they did a great job, and they achieve lots of progress. I haven't imagined that they will do that. So thankfully, I am a RELO Cairo mentor who attempted to implement and to cascade what I have learned from the RELO Cairo to others. So it's kind of, it's kind of something you have to be proud of. And this is an hour for a new techniques program I presented for Hannah, who was attempted to use to teach English for KG. However, she was an Arabic teacher, so I had to help her with some techniques for English and for Arabic too. It was beneficial and helpful for her too. I would like to thank those people who stood by my side, my family, my mother, my sister, brothers, husband, and kids. And I also would like to thank those people who helped me to learn and to, to upgrade and to upgrade my experience and enhance my proficiency. So they did a lot for me, and they have to be thankful. I do still believe that I'm a RELO Cairo ambassador who attempts to help people to grow professionally with all materials, resources, and efforts. Every time I present an idea, an activity, or updated information, the bright glances of motivated teachers lead to get more and more. I do always tend to pave the way for those mentees to be active alumni in RELO Cairo, and that's why I'm doing. And right now, yes, I'm always encouraging them to be mentors or to be alumni in RELO Cairo. And I'm grateful that I'm helping, supporting, inspiring those mentees in different ways, not only in teaching process. That's why I feel that my work is decorated, or my journey is highlighted with diversity. But also in self-development. And the most interesting part is that they definitely upgrade their experiences in a short time. That's make me being proud of being a RELO Cairo Mentor alumna. So I would like to thank RELO Cairo for supporting me and for standing by my side, for encouraging me, for empowering and enriching me. Thank you very much. And I will do what RELO Cairo asked me to, because, it's kind of something great to help others and give them a hand to learn. And also they teach me while they are learning. So thank you very much for giving patience. Thanks a lot.